Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 5 starts right now.
A Tulsa immigration attorney says her office is getting calls every day from people who fear they will be deported. She says it's because of changes in immigration expected by the new Trump administration. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Shay Rozzi.
And I'm Sarah Whaley. We brought you the coverage of the president-elect's immigration and border plans involving potential mass deportation. Fox 23's Devin Lyon is live in studio after talking to that local attorney about why there's so much concern.
We've told you criminals are the first focus for President Trump's deportation plans. Last week, we also reported that the state is already putting together a list of illegal immigrants locked up in Oklahoma prisons. But many comments by Trump and people who will work for his administration have immigrants who live here in Green Country worried about what will happen to them.
Our phones did get really busy. It still has continued. The fears of whether the new president-elect, President Trump, how much power he has to change the current laws or change the current manners, people can gain lawful status.
Lorena Rivas is an immigration attorney in Tulsa for Rivas and Associates. They help people get their citizenship status or fight their status in court. She says her office has had daily calls from people trying to get their citizenship, now fearing they will be deported.
During the first Trump administration, deportation were not just isolated to people with criminal records or past immigration violations or people with terrorist ties or even recent arrivals. It was just anybody and everybody.
The concerns for Rivas and her clients have only increased after Tom Homan was selected to again be the head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement by President-elect Donald Trump. He was the director of ICE in Trump's first term.
Of course there's. Families can be deported together. Because their parent obviously entered the country illegally, had a child knowing he was in the country illegally, so he created that crisis.
I mean, that's exactly what I believed when there was this big anti-immigrant push in the campaign, to mass deportations, of course.
Lorena says if Trump wants to change immigration laws, he needs congressional approval. However, there are some things he can do by executive order.
The Congress has to make movement, and Congress has been very unable to do much of anything in terms of immigration. So the laws themselves, I don't believe will be changed.
A concern for Rivas and her clients are DACA recipients, deferred action for childhood arrival, which are those who have to reapply every 2 years. DACA falls under an executive order from the Obama administration. It is not an actual law.
But now that could possibly get taken away, leaving a lot of valuable members of our community without ability to provide for themselves and without that security of being able to live here in the United States. Despite maybe possible gloomy times coming or making things difficult, I'm confident because of the resiliency of the immigrants that we will be okay in the long run and that a lot of them will be okay. Now, a lot will be affected, but again, immigration laws are not changing.
Rivas says if mass deportations were to take place, it would affect entire families, the companies they work for, local economies, and the communities that they live in. Live in studio, covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
President-elect Trump's expected Assistant Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, says he wants mass deportations to begin as soon as Trump takes his oath of office on January 20th. Now, back in 2017, Miller advocated separating parents from their children at the U.S.-Mexico border. When that was put into place, there was widespread controversy and allegations that children were being abused. Trump issued an executive order to stop that practice in June 2018.